The ancestors are here, bringing in a message through this 1111 portal, timeless, so I pray that this finds you whenever it's meant to. Ancestors coming through with a message to let you know that you have all of the wisdom and compassion required for the chapter ahead of you. You have all of the wisdom and compassion required for the chapter ahead of you, and continue to trust that whatever needs to be learned for the journey shall be learned on the journey. I have been feeling, pardon me for taking so many pauses. However, Spirit is very physically having me model and demonstrate and continue to normalize taking breaths, taking pauses, letting go of unnecessary urgency and or rushing that comes from a people-pleasing anxiety around getting your point across the fastest and shortest way possible. We exist in a time where there's such a deluge of information and like overwhelming amount, like constantly. Even if you don't want to use the word information, we could use content. There is so much content vying for our attention spans and our energy that essentially give yourself grace and compassion for where you're at right now on your journey and however much time it took you to get here. And I'm not doing this to belittle anyone. However, I'm doing that more so to kind of like indicate the magical, fluid, and very like weird, unique energy and realness around time and the concept of time. And to do that, to let us know that our relationship and perspective on time thus makes it malleable. All right, Spirit, ancestors, bringing in a whole part of the channel that I never anticipated and didn't arrive with. So let that be what it is. Now, also, what the ancestors have been bringing through and what really prompted me to show up for this channel rather than go take a nap, even though I'm feeling tired. At the time that this message finds you, you have already evolved. And now you are going to be living out. You're going to be consciously, cognitively experiencing newer experiences that are going to, I'm going to use the require. Yet when I use the word require, I would like for you to consider it as invite you to. Consider these as invitations, because at the end of the day, from the start of the day to the end of the day, you have free will, you have choice, you have decision-making sovereign power. So anytime I use any of these words of do, don't, I really try to catch myself and not should on people. Heaven forbid a should comes out. Grant grace and compassion. It's like, these channels are coming in so fast, it's hard to even grasp them because Spirit's doing so much and laughing at me with that 414. You have the maturity and you have the wisdom required for this chapter that you have evolved into, and now you're going to be living out the experiences that will showcase to you just how much you have grown, just how much you have matured. And you're going to be in certain moments, you may not have a conscious 444 on the timer, you may not have a conscious answer or response right away, and all of a sudden the itch under my nose, but it's going to be under your nose, the response. However, it's like, allow yourself a moment To breathe deeply, even the moment to like scratch the itch. Not that I'm trying to do that a lot, but on camera or whatever, because it's like weird and I feel like self-conscious doing physical things, but I'm not quitting on the channel. There's this energy of allow yourself to pause. And when you need to, take a step back and reflect further. I would like for you to remember to continue to pray on things, to sleep on things, to meditate on things, to journal on things, to exercise on things. Whatever you need to verb on things, choose your verb, choose your verbs. Plurality and diversity. Do what you need to do to process and come back to something with the grace and maturity that a situation and or a relationship requires. And I'm talking about any type of relationship, any type of connection between peoples, not just like dating sexuality type. I'm talking relationships, gentile humanity, And with this, the ancestors have been coming through. As a heads up, if it hasn't happened already by the time this message found you, 616. Some of these situations are going to be involving family members and dynamics, chosen family members and dynamics. And even though can often be the same for many of us, I would like to verbally name that so folks don't sleep on it. However, with your family, your chosen family, perhaps also the tribe and community / tribes and communities that you are and or have been part of. There are going to be situations that to be real with you, you're going to be confronted with moments that let you know not only have you matured and grown a lot, time has essentially occurred, seasons have occurred. And while I do believe and hold space for us, really like aging backwards, aging gracefully, like cellular activation, rejuvenation, things of this nature, I truly hold space for that. I want you for this moment, please, for the sake of getting this channel out, permit me some grace and acknowledge aging. And you're realizing not only you are aging and have aged, so thus have people in your experience of reality. And there's going to be more moments in which your inner child and inner adolescent are going to feel things very deeply and in a more reactionary space, not know how to respond well / what to do in a certain moment or situation, because it's going to hit in the heart place in some way, shape, or form. This is not to say that this is a bad thing that's happening to you. No, what I'm saying is there's going to be something that may trigger some heavier emotions and require a compassionate and mature response on your part, so that you could be supportive essentially to this family member, this tribe member, this chosen family member, like whatever noun you want to use to identify them as, best friend, intimate partner, yada yada yada. But I'm definitely getting with family and chosen family members who are older and elders, moments with elders coming through. And you're going to realize even if there was hurt between you and this party, you're going to, in the right moment, you're going to have the compassionate and graceful response to the person, to the situation, to the circumstance, in which you can honor them and where they're at and where they've been, and communicate your truth in a way that isn't unnecessarily destructive or hurtful. It may elicit some hurt, allowing people to have their emotions and their real experiences, yet ultimately it's going to help you move forward and into a space of peace that you are now ready for, equipped for, and so are they. Let me know if this is resonating with any of y'all at the time that this finds you.